Be honest for a moment. Have you ever agreed to plans, felt socially responsible, maybe even excited? And then, as the day gets closer, you quietly hope something, anything, forces you to stay home? This behavior is far more common than people admit, and psychology offers a surprisingly deep explanation for it. It's not laziness, it's not antisocial behavior, and it's not a lack of interest in the people you care about. Making plans but secretly wanting them canceled reveals patterns in energy management, social thresholds, emotional forecasting, and how your mind balances obligation with self-preservation. Before judging yourself for it, it's worth understanding what part of you those canceled plans are actually protecting. For many people, the desire for plans to disappear starts long before the event itself. Psychologists call this anticipatory fatigue, the mental and emotional exhaustion that shows up in advance of a social commitment. It's not the activity that tires you out, it's everything your mind predicts you'll have to manage. You begin imagining the conversations, the logistics, the energy required to be on, the small talk, the transitions, the effort of leaving your comfort zone. By the time the day arrives, you've already lived the experience in your head, twice. If you've ever felt drained before you even walk out the door, anticipatory fatigue is likely doing the heavy lifting. Another reason people hope plans will vanish comes from a social energy mismatch, the gap between how much energy you thought you'd have for socializing and how much you actually have when the moment arrives. When you agree to plans, you're operating from your ideal self, rested, optimistic, socially capable. But the day of the event, your real energy shows up, the version of you shaped by stress, mood, sleep, overstimulation, or a long week. If you've ever looked at your calendar and thought, why did past me do this to present me? That's social energy mismatch in action. Your intentions were genuine. Your energy just didn't cooperate. A surprisingly common reason people hope plans get canceled is something psychologists call autonomy rebound. The mind's pushback when it feels like its freedom is being limited. You agree to an event willingly, but as the day approaches, the commitment starts to feel heavier than it did in your imagination. Freud might say this is the tug-of-war between your internal should-self and your want-self. One commits to the plan, the other quietly rebels. It's the same inner voice that says, yes, I want to see them, and later adds, but also, I kind of want to be in pajamas by 8. You're not flaky. Your autonomy is just negotiating behind the scenes. People often agree to commitments based on who they expect to be in the future, not who they actually are in the moment. This pattern is known as an emotional forecasting error. The mind's tendency to misjudge how much energy or motivation you'll have later on. In theory, future, you sounds incredibly capable, social, energized, ready to mingle. But when the day arrives, present, you look at the same plan and wonder who on earth made that promise. If you've ever stared at your calendar like it's a contract you don't remember signing, that's an emotional forecasting error revealing itself. Your intentions were sincere. Your prediction skills just need better calibration. Many people genuinely enjoy social connection, but not the recovery it requires afterward. This creates what psychologists refer to as a connection recovery imbalance. You look forward to the interaction itself, but dread the exhaustion that follows. Your mind isn't avoiding people. It's trying to protect your energy for the day after, when the emotional or mental cost of being social finally surfaces. Plans you made with excitement can suddenly feel heavier when you remember how drained you'll be afterward. Not because the event is unpleasant, but because recovering from it takes more than you expected. If you've ever canceled for the sake of tomorrow's well-being, that's the imbalance quietly guiding your choices. Making plans, then hoping they get canceled, isn't a character flaw. It's a reflection of how your mind balances energy, autonomy, connection, and recovery. Some people recharge through anticipation, others recharge through stillness, and many of those who cancel plans care deeply. They just don't thrive under constant output. It may be worth reflecting on this. Is this avoidance, or is it your mind protecting the version of you that needs space? You might notice parallels with other videos, like people who avoid trends or dislike fantasy. Different behaviors, same theme. Your brain choosing the environment where it functions best. Cancelled plans don't define you. They reveal the rhythm your life actually runs on.